Well, good morning. Good morning. It's Tuesday, and welcome back to another video. This is your girl, Miss Bev, and I'm just here with a thankful heart. Again, thanks for all your support, guys. Thank you for helping me grow this channel. Thank you for all the new subscribers. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the MVP family. Most of all, welcome back to my old subscribers who have been here with me almost every day. Now we see the views. Again, as I said, today I'm going to be talking about some of the challenges that a returning resident faces. We talk about returning residents. So one of the things that I want to talk about in another video is the fact that when we talk about returning residents, we only see like retired people who come back home, or maybe not retired, but people who gave themselves some years to go away to some other country, build their wealth, and return to Jamaica. So not everybody who return is a retired person, but also must remember that criminals who are deported are also returning residents. But that video is for another time, when I will talk about the deportees that return to the country. Today I want to talk about the challenges. I want to talk about the challenges because yesterday, for the few days Kayla has been home, and it gave me an opportunity to just look at school starting, my role in getting up, making sure her breakfast is ready, making sure that she takes a shower, making sure that her teeth are cleaned, making sure that her things are in place, and when she gets home, making sure I am here to welcome her home, also to make sure she has a hot meal, and also to be able to check her book bag to see what's going on, check her books, make sure work is getting checked, make sure she is doing her part at school, and then to help her with homework. So I'm looking at myself as a retired person, and then last night as I ironed her uniforms to go back to school, it dawned on me, how would it have been if I didn't have Kayla to get up in the days to help with things? How would it have been if I had nothing to do but more than just be here? And so I thought about other returnees who didn't come back with a husband, they come back by themselves, and what challenges might be there for all of us who have returned. So I decided to do my video today on the challenges returning residents might face. Maybe they're not facing these challenges. Maybe you return and you're a person who just gets up and go. Maybe everything is going smoothly for you. And if that's the reason you're watching these videos, please talk with me and let me know how you do it. But for those who have been faced with challenges, could you also tell me what challenges you face and how are you able to overcome the challenges? So the first thing that I look at as I look at some of the challenges, I look at the employment barriers. As I shared with you years ago, I said I returned before. I returned in 1999, and Jamaica was ready for me, but Miss Bev wasn't ready for Jamaica. I came home and I had to work. My children were young. They enjoyed it here. They loved the year-round summer. And so I came and I had to work. I was young. I was in my 30s. So I had to work. I did open a computer. I did start a little training session with computer, teach people how to use computer, beginners, 6 weeks program. But I also worked as a teacher, and just to see the differences At the time, they were trying to um, cut out the beating of kids in the classrooms. Because teachers used to have a belt. They used to have a personal thing that they would carry around, like the kids must be beaten, the kids must be punished, and there's no take a time out or things like those. It was just straight beating. You're talking in class, beating. You didn't finish your work, beating. You didn't understand the work, beating. You play too much, beating. And so at the time when I came, they were trying to Americanize the schools. People were starting to complain about their kids getting hit in school, so they were starting to do lawsuits or thinking about doing those things. And so it was interesting for me. And I did share how one person, when she saw me going, was waiting for a taxi to go to my school. And this was somebody in my community. So you come home and you think that you're with your community people. They're going to all love you and appreciate you and wish well for you. And it wasn't so. This lady came out and she's waiting for a taxi. I'm waiting for a taxi to move. And she looked down and she saw me and she said to the tailor in the shop, "Who is she?" The tailor said, looked out, he saw me. He said, "Oh, that's Miss Bev, man, Miss Bev. She came home, she came back from abroad and with her children and she's teaching and the first words out of her mouth, how did she come here and get work? And so many people out there couldn't get work." The guy said to her, "But she came back with her qualifications, though." But that resonated with me because here I am. You'd think somebody would be happy for me that I came home, I'm marketable, I'm not a criminal, I'm not just sitting down looking for handouts, but I came back and I am giving back because every dollar that I worked, it was going back to something in the community. I was doing a lot for the elders in the community and the children in the community as well. And to know that that was how she felt, it really stayed with me. So as you return, employment barriers. Many returning residents, they struggle to find jobs due to gaps in their resumes or employer biases against their past. Here in Jamaica, even you're going to the bank, I swear to you, it just seemed like they have a thing against us who are returning to the country. It's like they have a disdain for us. I remember when I went to NCB, National Commercial Bank, and they're looking at my papers. I mean, they took every paper that I couldn't find. My retirement paper, how much I made. They took my social security card, my driver's license, my birth certificate. They took everything. And at the same time, they came back and said, "Oh, you still need to bring something of the sort." And I'm like, wow. Wow. So it's like when I look behind, because the lady took so long behind me when she took the paperwork there, and I saw the guy was sitting there, just sitting there. I guess I don't know if he's a manager, but he's just sitting there. And whatever they were saying to one another, and they were laughing. She's handing the papers and they're laughing. She handed him another one. And I look at them. I said, "I don't want an account in your bank." She came back. She says, "Oh, well, we need this paper is something." I said, "You have my passport, you have my driver's license, you have all these official documents in front of you. And you're looking at a birth certificate with just the bottom. When you print it on the printer, the paper was not long enough. So the 8 by 11, is it 8 by 11? Or that regular normal paper, not the legal length. It didn't capture a couple numbers on the birth certificate. My Jamaican birth certificate, mind you. And they couldn't open the account because the birth certificate, you have, even my TRN, they had everything. And they still wanted more. So it's like a punishment when you come here. And true, if you try to find work, it just seems like they're looking at you like, why are you coming back here to look for work? So the disdain um, that they have for people. I know somebody who came back, she opened a school and gradually took a lot out of her, took a whole lot out of her to start it and to help it grow because she didn't want an influx of kids, even though the ministry would want to connect with her because her school is a kind of a different type of a school. Um, she refused to take their support because she said she didn't want them to just flood her school with all sort of bad behaving kids. Like, some kids are just totally out of control. They're going to come there to disrupt the other kids who are trying to learn, who are trying to get better. And she knows that they will not be nice to, they'll just send whoever they want to send. And a lot of kids need one-to-one support. They cannot function in any sort of a big space with regular things going on. They need that added support. And at Jamaica just seem like they are lacking that. They just push kids in a space and that's it, go teach them. They don't care about the numbers, they just push them in a space. And so everybody has to stay there and survive. So that can be a challenge for people returning and who has years of experience and probably would want to get back out there and do something instead of just sitting home. And that can become a problem, the biases against them coming in to their country, coming back to the country, and people are angry because you shouldn't come back here to find work. So with that said, it can create some financial instabilities because you retire. Jamaica is expensive. It is ridiculously expensive. And they're trying to compete with America. And it is so wrong because America has resources. America is different. But yet they're having this thing like everything they're putting American dollars as if little Jamaica is part of America. Then we have the housing instabilities. To find affordable housing or suitable housing can be difficult, especially, as one of my subscribers mentioned with the ageism thing. You're coming back to get a home, a simple home. This is a 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom space. The veranda is small. It's not a big space where you can seat 4 people comfortably. It's small. The land space, as we said, it's not for little vegetables and what have you to sustain. So it when you hear the amount of millions of dollars, because everything is priced with America in front. I look at the ceiling the other day. I was outside looking at the roof and I'm saying, all these millions for what? For what? America, you'd get a space with an attic. You could store things in it. You'd have a basement where you could have access to things going on, right? And yet this is nothing. It's just a flat floor with the few walls, and the top is all board. It's all wood, and then they put the special zinc tiles or whatever they call it up there. It's not decked. But it is expensive. So you're coming home and you're retired and you're coming home. If you had a home and you sold that home, depending on where you are, you wouldn't even have enough to come in and buy a home. You have to come in and get a mortgage. And so, is your retirement enough to sustain that? A lot of homes you drive around, you walk around, you see them locked up, empty, yard unkept. You hear stories of how many people have walked away from it. A lot of people buy them and they don't live here. They pay in their mortgage, but they use them as Airbnbs. You have a lot of investors who buy them up and they just use them as Airbnbs. So you come home and your retirement amount is limited. It would be nice to be able to work in order to get an added income. Sometimes, some returning residents, you might face some mental issues, right? Um, if you come home and you're not mentally stable, you know that the community is not going to be open arms to you. It's going to be a harder thing. People look at you and they will have something to say. So that can become a hardship. If you don't have networks to support you, if you don't have family, if you don't have friends, I tell people, I said, my children, God bless them because they've been the rock. After God, it has been them who have just made it so. First fly I've seen since I came here, first one. Means that yes, I'm in the tropical, I'm in a tropical space, and I have the mesh at the door. So probably this morning when I opened up to get Kayla ready, I had her out there sitting. She was on her tablet for a little bit. Probably the one escaped and got in here, just one. Right? So if you don't have that support network, I'm telling you, returning to your homeland can be interesting. It can be interesting. And as I said, you're coming home. Do not just get up and come home, because then it makes it more chaotic. Well, I'm just saying, it's just my point of view, right? Just my point of view, guys. I'm just talking to those who relate to what I am saying. Because some of you might have had a great transition. You come home and everything is going well for you. Well, this video is for those who it's not going so well for. And if it's going well for you, please talk to me about what is making it going so well for you. If you don't have support, if you don't have that network, like I still have my American phone number, all right? I make sure that I have that double connection just in case. So I haven't given up, because at the end of a year, and I'm telling people, don't ever get stuck into any situation that is brutal, that is ugly, that makes you can't sleep at night, that makes it hard for you to function. Don't get stuck in it. Give yourself choices. Life is what it is. It's like God gave us choices. He didn't force anybody to come serve me. He gave us choices. You choose life or you choose death. You choose you choose what you choose. A lot of us choose abusive relationships because the monies might look good. So we tell ourselves, I'm just going to deal with it. Instead of choosing things that makes, the money might not be great, but your mental health is intact. You have laughter, you have love and appreciation. You can eat together in a nice way. You can, you can do things. You can walk down the street holding hands. And so I say, everybody has a choice and they choose what they choose. So you come home and you might think that, oh, this is what I want, this is what, and then you come home and you see the animosity. You see how people look at you. You go in a supermarket, you ask for something, and they look at you like, who do you think you are? And you go out there, you try to do things, and they look at you like you're from Mars. Because they feel like you had a better life than they had. And so it becomes a personal issue. So what are you going to do? Get up every day dealing with it? Or at some point you're going to say, well, I come here, I'm spending my money. I'm giving back in taxes. I'm giving back in this and that. I'm trying my best here. But Who wants to deal with, you want to go to the supermarket but you're afraid to go? Who wants to deal with going to the bank and they look at you like you need to wait like everybody else? Or they pass you by and if something, people just cuss you out. And I don't know. I don't know if that is healthy. But I can imagine that there are people who have faced these challenges, because it is true that people take it personal when you return and you can buy steak and they cannot buy steak. So they just feel like you're not like them. You're not in the same boat with them. And so they cannot tolerate you. Some people come back. What about the healthcare? Returning residents may have difficulty accessing necessary healthcare services, including mental health support, which is crucial for the reintegration into this place. Some people go back to where they come from. They fly in, they come out for 6 months, they fly back for to get their health care checkup, because you retire, you're getting Medicare. If you're in America, you reach the age, you're getting your Medicare, but you come here to a new country. Are they going to accept your Medicare? Is it something that, you can use wherever you go? How does it work? If you have to use the healthcare system, you have to go to the hospital. Will there be a bed there for you? You take certain medications frequently, like blood pressure medicine. And by the way, if you take blood pressure medicine or whatever, your family, it goes to your pharmacy, your family can pick it up. And if you sign up with top shipping, you can have them send it to the address in Florida and they will get it here to you in Jamaica. So people are just going up just to refill prescriptions and all of that. That's just something I want to share with you. That you can actually, the doctor calls in your medication, and if you have family members there, they can pick it up for you. And if you sign up with top shipping, which you can get your things from Amazon, go to Florida to that address. Once you sign up, you get a specific number and you put that on your packages, that wherever you order them, it goes straight to them in Florida. They get it here to Jamaica, take it through customs, and you go to their offices and pick up your pick up your packages. So healthcare is a big thing, because a lot of people retire. You're diabetic, or you're high blood pressure, or you're taking something for something. That is something you have to consider as you return to your country. What about substance abuse? The temptation to go back to the drinking. Jamaica, good for the rum. The rum is harsh. You look at the people on the street, them talk about Jay and him nephew Ray. And, the rum, I think it's not expensive. So it's an easy fix to just drink and carry on and lose your faculties about you, don't even know what's going on around you. And very soon, it can become a liability on you. It can become something that you didn't want. It can become back into, if you were addictive to things before, it can start it up. Jamaica is a place now where, when I was a little child growing up, never thought of drugs in Jamaica. But as countries develop and they become a little, and they want these things, and they try to become who they're not, and they lose all of their little nice things, and then all of a sudden they are exposed to the drugs, the hardcore drugs. When 1999, when I heard that Jamaica had crack, I was shocked. I was so shocked. All right, so I have to continue the video. My brother called. I decided to take the call. He's calling from Connecticut, and I had to break it. So yes, so again, I was talking about the substance abuse, that the temptation can be there. And when people are alone, they don't have, they come home by themselves. As I said, for me, I am sustaining because I have Kayla with me. Kayla gives me hope. Kayla is here to have good conversations. Kayla will sing. Kayla can, she's just a God blessing. It's like a blessing God just carved out and handed to me. And so I have that to keep me going. But for me was to just be here, get up every day. The most I would have to do, clean up and wash the dishes, clean the bathrooms, make my bed. How it would have broken me a long time ago. So we have to have that support, otherwise it can be a struggle for returning residents. Education and skill development, limited access to education and vocational training, because you come here, again, it's not like where you're coming from. The places are open late into the evenings. You have good transportation to get back and forth if you choose not to drive. That's like for here, it's non-existent. The heart program only goes to so much, and what they need are more private, probably institutions that can give access, and the location is also oops, I'm sorry. The location, allergies. The location can also be a factor. So you come here, and it depends on where you decide to reside and what's available, and it can be quite interesting. Family reconnection. Sometimes you come home, and because of the kind of relationship you had with the family members or didn't have, then you've come home and you really just want to don't get involved. You really don't want to get involved, especially if you have family members who they drink and they don't know how to deport themselves, they don't know how to speak to people. You don't want to get caught up into those disrespectful kind of contacts where you are going to become vulnerable or even get hurt in the process. So I just wanted to talk about some of the struggles that returning residents might face and the reasons they might face them. And I'm just hoping that wherever you are as a returning resident or a regular resident, that you are safe and that you are able to sustain your daily living. So if you're a returning resident, guys, let me know some of the struggles that you're facing. If you're not facing any, could you also let me know in the comment how you have avoided the type of struggles that can be faced out there when you return after many, many years of living abroad. Please talk to me in the comments. And again, as I said, thank you for watching the videos. Thank you for sharing the videos. Thank you for your comments. I truly, truly appreciate them. It allows you to push them out there for others to watch. And I'm just begging, please watch the ads on the videos. Again, some people might say, oh, you have 10,000, but you're not getting views. Don't worry about that, guys. Don't worry about that. A lot of times, as I said, we have trending who are sending videos out in the Philippines. You have a lot of people in there. I had 3 colleagues from my old school who they are posting videos and sharing videos out there in India. I have friends in Africa. So you might not be getting the views or getting the comments, but I'm fine with it. Don't think that I'm here worried, oh my God, as I said, I look at people with hundreds and hundreds of thousands of subscribers. Subscribers who might have seen a short and liked it and clicked. And so when you do the long videos, they don't want to see the long videos. And that's fine by me. That is fine. I am not stressed about it. I know that in time the videos will get out there and the views will pick up. And so from everything I'm grateful. I am very grateful. And we continue onward and upward. Check out the merchandise, guys. Check them out. Buy a sweatshirt, buy a shirt, buy a pillow, buy something from the Miss Bev's Productions merchandise at Spring. The links are in the descriptions. Check them out, guys. If you want to send me a question or if you want me to look at something for you, again, remember my email address is msbevsproductions@gmail.com. So make it a great day by choice. Take good care of yourselves. And remember, onward and upward always. Take care.